Okay, jumping into it here, are DSTs a good investment? And the answer is that they potentially, yes, can be a good investment, and then also potentially no, DSTs can be a bad investment. So for a number of reasons. So first off, if you're wanting a passive investment, DSTs would be considered a good investment potentially for you. And what we mean by passive is whereby the asset manager or the DST sponsor company, they're the ones handling the property management, the asset management, the accounting, working with the tenants, repairs and maintenance at the property level. So you as the investor, you're passive. You don't have to deal with that. All you're doing is monitoring the property's performance through the quarterly reports and through the distribution potential that you're receiving each month from the property. You're not dealing with the active management of the day-to-day for the property. So if you're looking for a passive investment, DSTs would be considered potentially a good investment for you. For those who don't want a passive investment, but they enjoy the hands-on nature of real estate, you enjoy the accounting, you enjoy the property management, you enjoy working with the tenants, you enjoy organizing various maintenance and repairs at the property level, then DSTs would be a bad investment for you. So it really depends on what your goals and objectives are when looking for a 1031 exchange investment. So number two, for those of you that are comfortable with the risks of real estate and you understand that there are no guarantees in real estate for income, no guarantees in real estate for monthly distributions and or appreciation, as well as you understand that property values can go up and property values can go down, if you understand those risks of real estate and understand that DST investments, they are investments in real estate. So you have all those same risks that I just mentioned. If you understand that, then DSTs could be a good investment for you, as they're a viable 1031 exchange solution. But for those that are not comfortable with the risks of real estate, then DSTs would be a bad investment, as DSTs are investments in real estate which have inherent risk factors. So it really depends, again, your goals, objectives, and your risk tolerances. If you can't stomach the idea of a piece of property going up or down in value or losing money in real estate, then you shouldn't invest in DSTs. They would be a bad investment for you. If you understand the risks of real estate, you're comfortable with them, you know that you want to do a 1031 exchange into more real estate, even though there are risks with real estate and DST investments, then DSTs could be a good investment for you. Number three, DSTs are not a good investment when a financial advisor only has access to one or two DSTs. They're encouraging their clients to over-concentrate their 1031 capital into one single DST. This potentially exposes the investors to way more risk than they need to be. We see that time and time again where financial advisors that do one or two 1031 exchanges a year only have access to one or two DSTs, and they're putting the client's entire exchange, 500 grand, a million, 5 million, $25 million of 1031 equity into one property. And they start talking about all the great things about the property. They don't really go into the risk. They don't talk about potential diversification. They just really put their clients into one deal. And it might be a great DST sponsor company with a good track record and a well-known name, but it's still over-concentrating their clients. So if you're an investor and you're being over-concentrated by your financial advisor, I would say that no, DSTs are not a good investment for that very reason. But for those investors that are working with K Properties and KPI 1031.com marketplace, you're going to have access to typically 25 different DST sponsor companies, not just one or two, and anywhere between 20 to 40 different DST investments to choose from. So this is going to allow investors on the KPI 1031.com marketplace to build a potentially well-diversified portfolio of DST investments instead of over-concentrating into just one DST property. So those investors utilizing the KPI 1031.com platform and marketplace, DSTs could potentially be a good investment. And it's important to always remember that diversification, it really does not guarantee profits or protection against losses, okay? But we believe that over-concentration is something that investors should steer away from, and that diversifying amongst multiple different DST sponsor companies, multiple different DST offerings, multiple different tenants, multiple different properties, multiple different asset classes throughout the country we believe it's a prudent thing to do for our investors. And again, we've helped thousands of investors complete their 1031 exchanges into DSTs, and this is what we've seen makes the most sense for investors. And so at the end of the day, again, there's risk with real estate, there's risk with DSTs. You could lose your principal investing in any type of real estate or DST investment. And so if you're looking for, are these DSTs a good investment? It depends on your particular situation, your risk tolerances, your goals and objectives, and who you're working with. Again, are you being over-concentrated by somebody, or are you being shown various options for a diversified portfolio? Again, diversification does not guarantee profits or protection against losses, but we believe it's a prudent thing for investors to consider as they're looking at a 1031 exchange solution and working with their CPAs, their attorneys, and their team helping them on the 1031 exchange.
Make sure to visit kpi1031.com and you'll be able to log in for free access to our listings of 1031 exchange Delaware statutory trust properties. You'll also be able to get several other different resources available to our investors on 1031 exchanges at kpi1031.com. You'll get a free book on 1031 DST properties that will send you a free subscription to the 1031 DST Digest magazine. It has all kinds of case studies, tenant overviews, educational resources, and articles in the 1031 DST Digest. And you'll get access to free 1031 exchange educational conference calls that we host every week with our investors on various topics regarding 1031 exchanges, asset classes, financing, debt-free DSTs, zero coupon offerings, different strategies to use when thinking about a 1031 exchange into DST properties. Our team is here to help. We've done a lot of these Delaware statutory trust transactions and have helped thousands of investors nationwide complete 1031 exchanges into Delaware statutory trust properties. We're here for you. Just reach out to us anytime at kpi1031.com. And as always, feel free to call or email me anytime.